hadn't been inside the Rivoli since the 1970s. What I saw took my breath away. The Rivoli got its start in 1927, when it was built by Universal Studios for what was the then considerable sum of $250,000. The beauty of its red clay tile roof, Spanish Mission Revival style, shiny brass door fittings, and ornate tapestries masked an ulterior motive, for Universal banked on the fact that the more elaborate the setting for watching movies, the bigger crowds would be to see them. History changed part of the plan. The Great Depression forced Universal out, but the home crowds kept coming. Only this time to an evolving Rivoli that changed up into the 1970s, then showcasing everything from Sergei Bondarchuk's 7-hour adaptation of War and Peace, over 4 nights by the way, to staging concerts that ran the gamut from canned heat to heavy organ.
This was our escape. I thought every neighborhood had a Rivoli Theatre. The concert series were great. A lot of people came here because of the sound acoustics. There's not a bad seat in this hall. There's no posts. It's all clear sight. So it's a great venue.
In 1974, movie legend Gloria Swanson slogged through a blizzard on the day after Thanksgiving to make a special appearance before a standing room only crowd. I was there when Miss Swanson told us about how her Swedish-American father always reminded her that life is 5% inspiration and 95% perspiration. I thought of that speech today. The Rivoli is now in desperate need of that 95% perspiration. It's already gotten its 5% inspiration from a group called the Rivoli Center for the Performing Arts. A realistic timetable for restoration of the theater makes it a 3 to 5 year project, with each step carefully planned along the way and all the funding needed still a work in progress. But a daunting step number 1 is already underway. Replace, not repair, but replace the entire roof.
That will include removal of the marquee to be stored and rehabbed at a later date. Secure the roof, start drying out the building because it's been open to the elements for so many years, and then do the outside facade. Once that's squared away, then we'll start on the more decorative and the acoustics of the building. The noises you may hear in the background are the fresh air ventilators. What you're hearing is the wind shifting those around. So it kind of sounds like tugboats in the harbor. It's a very large project. There's 17,000 square foot to the building. It measures 175 by 100. We've acquired some property for parking. We have a guarantee that once the building's up and running, that we'll have an organ, a pipe organ, put back in the building. So that's one incentive to get this project underway.
And underway it is, for according to Jim, the timing has never been better.
Well, currently East 10th's going through a big addition, a big change from what it's been in the past 20 years. The NFL has put forth a lot of money. The East 10th Street Association has put forth a lot of effort and money. With all that effort, they're moving toward the Rivoli Theatre. The Rivoli offers a whole lot of entertainment. Currently, there is not much entertainment on 10th Street. We want this to be the place to come.
The projectors sat, well, one of them sat here and one sat here.
Correct. So if you had a full-length film,
yeah,
it might come in several rolls. Here's the bins.
Oh, yeah.
So the film, you start out with one, put it in this projector, and then he would go ahead and load number 2. So as the film's going, if you remember, there was every now and then you would see a green or orange dot in the lower right-hand corner.
Which meant get ready to shift over.
Exactly.
The revelation was when we went upstairs. Who would have imagined that this corner of the roof once housed a courtyard and apartments? As big a project as the theater restoration is going to be, are you going to restore the apartments as well?
Personally, I keep leading toward a rentable apartment. Mm-hmm. So if we had visiting artists, they could have a place to come. Sure,
and they'd have, it's a little hard to see right now, but they'd have their kitchen where they could make their meals.
The other idea is to have a green room. So when concerts, when there are concerts or plays that people can entertain. If somebody wants to rent the space out for a wedding or some special event, then they can do that and have a place to come and not have to go outside or
Sure.
leave the premise. So.
Sure. 86 years ago, Universal Studios dubbed the Rivoli, quote, a new home for happiness for the entire family. If Jim and company have their way, that vision may just come full circle. So, Jim, I have to ask, why save this? I mean, it is in... I cried when I first came in. I'm sorry, because I haven't been here since, 1973. This was glorious.
Yes.
It was a beautiful space, beautiful plaster, elegant seats, cast iron frames, I remember, beautiful upholstery, a huge screen, great detail, a domed ceiling with a beautiful motif around it and twinkly lights. And now it's this. So I just have to ask why.
The reason to save this is because this neighborhood deserves to have some up-and-coming place. It would really enhance the East 10th Street corridor and the whole east side. There's voices in this neighborhood that we need to give them a stage, and I think this would be the perfect place.